Today I have the fortune to talk to another big offensive lineman here in Ohio. And, he's as in the 22 class, and there are some really, really good ones. And I really like, is it John or Jonathan?
Either one, Jonathan or John.
Okay, Jonathan. My name's John, so we'll go Jonathan. Well, and I really like Jonathan. Now, he is a little bit behind developmental wise, I think, but the future is huge for him because what are you, Jonathan? 6'6"?
Yep.
How much do you weigh now?
Right now, I'm probably around 270, but during the season, I was around 285, 280.
Were you? That's really good. Now, we talked earlier, you're playing basketball as well, right?
Yeah.
That's good. But what's you want? Probably 5? You play underneath the basket?
Yeah. Yep.
That's really good. That's good. What's your record in basketball?
I think I don't know the exact record because it's all messed. Like the schedule's been really messed up with COVID, but I think we're about like 7-12 right now. We started out the season pretty strong, but we've lost a couple games in a row now. So
okay, I think it's important we start out here. Your football program at your school is what, 4 years old, maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to be the first. Our class is going to be the first freshman class to go through all 4 years.
So you've played in a very competitive league in Central Ohio. I mean, yeah. I have so much respect for all those. I forget what it's called. You got the Capital Conference. You got all these different conferences, but you play some really good football, and that's impressive. Your football program's going into its 4th year. You guys did pretty well last year, right?
Yeah, we made it to the 3rd round, and we lost to Westerville South in the playoffs.
Westerville South. Okay. Let's talk about you a little bit. You're a big guy. So you always, who do you look at as somebody that's really helped you? Let's talk as a person first, Jonathan. Who's really helped you as a person?
Well, I'd say my mom, my dad helped me develop me as a person. They growing up, they always told me what the right things to do is and all that. So yeah, definitely my mom and my dad.
How about athletically? Sports
probably first my dad, because he played football. He was an offensive lineman at Dayton in the 80s or whatever. And he's always been there for me football wise. And then in high school, I'd say Coach Nori, our head coach and our offensive line coach, he's a great coach and a great mentor for me. So
it's pretty tough as your program's so young, experience wise. You must be they're doing a good job. And go ahead.
I think we're building something great at Berlin. I think we've built a great program for the next coming years. So
that's really good. That's so positive and good to hear. And your dad, I'm thinking who he as a head coach, if he played back in the 80s, one of those, the head coach is a good friend of mine. I think he still might be involved at Dayton, right?
Yeah.
He still might be involved in the program, but I forget his name right now, but
yeah,
good man.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I forget his name too.
What drives you, Jonathan? What drives you, to be good?
What drives you? I've always been playing football since 2nd grade, and it's always been a part of my life. Always been my dream to play college football and above. And honestly, it's that. It's always what I've wanted to do, and it's good. It's my life. It's my life.
So if I ask you to come back to another question that I ask everybody, what are words or ideas that you live by? What are words? Like for me, I'm old, but I'm still driven to do the very best I can be and learn. Always learning. What words do you live by?
I'd say controlling what you can control, because
oh man, it's really good, by the way. I tell recruits that. I tell recruits that all the time. That's really good. It's really good.
You really can only control what you can control. So
yeah, exactly. And you can't control how many offers that guy gets or that guy gets. You can't control what they think, how much publicity. You just control how hard you work in the weight room, Mo, and you know how hard
exactly.
and control keeping your nose clean and getting good, doing well in the classroom. What's the classroom like to you? Is that like a foreign land, or do you enjoy the classroom, or what? You
No,
look like you get
I
pretty
like
good
school.
grades.
I enjoy school. I'm getting pretty good grades. And it's just like it's a good time to see your friends and all that. But with COVID right now, we're only going like 2 or 3 days a week, so it's definitely weird. But
Right. It's changed a lot of things, and probably
yeah,
it'll continue to change things. And you're gonna, well, we can talk about it later. But you know, I'm a kids guy. Okay, I'm a kids guy. I've been with this, and I worry about the recruiting whole picture is changing, and I think the NCAA is going to make it worse. But let's talk about you again. Okay, what do you do to make yourself better as a football player? What do you do?
Well, lifting is a huge part for me. We lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 in the morning before school, and then on Saturday we lift at 9 a.m. And it's great getting in there in the morning because it's just us, just the football team.
Right.
So we're able to get excited and really bond as a team. So
that's really good. It's good. Tell me, what do you think you have to improve on as a football player?
I think I still have room to work with my feet, and but I think it's definitely just like driving people off the ball.
You're good, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I think in a little bit.
Okay.
You hit both of them, okay? But I'll tell you that after a while. What do you think is a strength right now?
I think my pass sets are strength right now.
Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, you got to get your knees down a little bit, bend a little bit better, but it looks, you have, and you're 6'6", and you really aren't even developed yet. So, I mean, that's what I think. Okay, let's talk about what advice would you give to a freshman? What advice? You start out, you're going to be a senior. What advice would you tell a freshman coming out in August or end of July? What would you tell him?
You know, I tell him to just like be there, like get there on time and get everything, your lifts done, because it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off later because you're gonna be caught up with everybody. You're gonna be on the same level as everybody, and then that's when you can really compete. So
good. When you're bored, what do you do?
Probably play video games and yeah, play video games and hang out with.
Besides work out and play basketball, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what is something that nobody knows about you?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Okay, I'll give you a choice. Maybe we can come back to that one. Okay, who would you like to trade places with for one day? One day is all you get. Who would you trade places with and why?
Probably like probably like Quentin Nelson. He's a offensive lineman for the Colts. That'd be pretty cool life. So
it's a pretty cool life, isn't it? That's
yeah.
Really, I mean, he's pretty good too, isn't he? I think did he get drafted he got in the first round, didn't he? I think.
Probably,
so he got drafted.
I don't know.
Right. What skill, what talent would you like to have that other than sports? What talent would you like to have?
Probably drawing, like being able to draw good. I've always kind of like wanted to be able to draw good, but I can't. So
it's good, man.
Yeah.
See, this isn't a normal interview, right? We're gonna finish up here in a few minutes. Let's talk about recruiting a little bit, just a little bit, because I don't really care all your offers and all this stuff. It gives me an idea of where you are, but I don't get caught up in that stuff. And the star system, I don't get caught up in all that, because you got to worry, control what you can control, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yep.
Now, but tell me, what would you tell a young guy that's going into the recruiting process right now? You've been in it probably 2 years, yeah, because I knew about you as a sophomore. And so you've been in it, this is going into your third year, really. What would you tell him?
Well, right now it's definitely abnormal compared to what it was, I would say, like last year without COVID, because it's all online right now. There's no camps or anything like that. So you got to work. You got to be able to get your exposure through the internet, posting, getting your workout videos on there and getting exposure in any way that you can, honestly, because you can't really do it with camp or anything like that. So.
Okay, I tell you a couple things. One, I think there will be camps in June. Okay, so I think there will be, and I don't know. It's going to be up to the college. I think there will be camps, so you have to get ready. And the unlimited phone calls here now with guys, with college coaches is good too. So they get to know you better. And here's something else I would tell you. We can talk a minute afterwards, but I would come up with a 15 or 30-second workout, something you do you don't have time to hold on, but like maybe the bench, or maybe the squats that you do, or maybe a really good drill that you do, and put it on Twitter, because then college coaches might see that. I look at it, East Lake North has a football. He's really, really good, but I saw him on Twitter lifting weights, I think he was doing a squat. And I said, boy, he's really developed since I've seen him last time. So that's something to think about. That's something that the recruiting, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's tough for you guys, but you've got to get organized. And I think also you've got to get a feel for it. Who really likes you? Okay, end of sermon. I really appreciate talking to you, and it's good. I think you help people by just giving your opinions and everything. Okay, so I appreciate you coming on, and talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks for having me.